So in this clip that Kevin Hart is suing Tasha K for, it is also allegedly revealed by the young lady that Kevin Hart is possibly cheating on his wife again with his stewardess.
I told Eniko, like, Kevin is cheating on you with a girl named Mix Norgan. She's his flight attendant. She's on his plane.
The young lady that the woman is speaking of allegedly is a flight attendant named Connor Morgan, as you can see here. Now, we don't know if this is true or if it's not true. It's all alleged. But recently, Eniko Hart put some fuel to the flame by posting this on Instagram. She said, "The level of I don't give a F that I've reached this year is crazy." And so, like I said, could be still alleged, not true, this, that, and other. But that definitely looked like it was connecting a few dots to make it possibly true for Kevin Hart. If it's not true, then this just adds to Kevin's case of something that he can sue Tasha K for even more, right? Because this was detrimental enough to his career in the first place when it happened, when it was the truth of him doing it. But if this is true and he did this, Kevin, this is about one of the dumbest decisions that you could have made. Just think about this, man. You got away with this scot-free. You went through this one time. You got through it one time, right? Your wife forgave you. She nagged you, but she forgave you. Your kids are still there with you. Everybody's still together. Your money is still intact. You had some bumpy roads in the career a little bit, but everything, all of that is still good. You're still making movies and doing huge stand-up shows and all of this, right? Everything is still intact. And then you doubled down and tried again? Just think, man, they kind of broke the mold with Kanye when they hit him with $40,000 per kid. You the new big fish in town. They probably gonna have to try to jump you up to $50,000 per kid child support, or 50 or 60 if y'all go through a divorce. I mean, I don't know if y'all have a prenup in place or if you don't, but I do know that a lot of times prenups are able to be broken by adultery, and it's not gonna look good that this would be your second time being adulterous if this is true that you did this. This has to be one of the worst gambles. You gambling with your whole empire and your whole family, because after you gamble with that, not only do you have to pay these astronomical child support fees for your children, but now you got to fight to see them. Whereas you could come home and your kids was together and y'all could be a family and laugh and joke and this, that. Now you got to come home and get on the phone and fight with your wife about when you see your kids and when you can't see them. I don't understand why you would test this, but then being a man, I guess I don't understand, but I do. Because ain't nothing better than some good squishy besides some new squishy. It's terrible to say, but men are wired like this. We like multiple women. We do. And women know this. Men and women know this. You want me to tell you how women know this? They did a street interview where they asked a bunch of women, would you rather have a husband of your own that told you, he was a good man, but he told you no 40% of the time, right? Or would you rather be a side chick to a guy that was married to somebody else, but he gave you everything you want? He never tell you no. They was like, oh, I'd rather be the side chick every time. So it's like men and women know that men like multiple women, right? And even though women are trying to be like men this day, it doesn't fit you the same way. I understand y'all are getting a little more out of box and more masculine, but you don't wear it as well as men do. Now, with that being said, I still don't think it does us no favors the way we go about it. Us men and how we sprinkle in our seed. I mean, look at like Nick Cannon. Most people don't have a problem with Nick Cannon and how he's doing his thing because he has money, right? He has in the eyes of the women that are agreeing to this. This is why I say women know how we wired and they're okay with it. because most women want the top 10 percentile of men. They think they can have those dudes, but they really don't. Them dudes that are the Kevin Harts of the world, the Drakes of the world, the Nick Cannons of the world, men that are earning those, Elon Musks of the world, and Elon is on a whole another level. But Elon is one of those who got, kids everywhere. You understand what I'm saying? So it's what I'm saying is these type of men are likely not to be tamed by one woman, and women know that, and they will happily sit and wait their turn and be in a rotation because they enjoy the prestige and the money that comes with these men and the power. You know what I'm saying? They enjoy all of that. So they will. The reason I say it's not the best way to go about this, because those kids are going to grow up with daddy issues, and they are still being raised by single mothers. They're just well taken care of, because Nick Cannon and Elon Musk, they don't have enough time to be in these kids' lives to be a real father to these kids. So it's gonna equal issues as these kids grow up, right? And like I say, with the stats of how they say best kids thrive in the best dynamic of family, where it's a mother and a father, or just the father. And that doesn't happen in these situations because it's Johnny Appleseed. You spreading seed every which way, and you're a father to these. You are a donor, I guess you could say, but you're not really a father to the kids. But with that being said, it's I really think they should make polygamy not against the law once again, because it's so many people that are operating in these poly type of, you know what I'm saying? Like men know that we're wired like this, but they're scared often to tell their woman, to be upfront with their woman about how they want to get down, right? And this is how we see a lot of empires fall, when men have done all these great things and built up their money and this, that, and other. They're scared to tell their woman that I want you, her, and her, but I don't want y'all to have nobody knocking y'all socks off but me, right? But what happens is they'll come across the woman that they want to marry or something like that, or one of the women that they want to marry, and they will marry her, but have no intention of relinquishing these other women that he has in his phone. And so that's the difference between like the Nick Cannons of the world. Nick Cannons telling you up front and they're willing to deal with it, which is more how so we should go about this. But certain other people will hide their intentions. They'll tell the woman, you the only one I want to marry you, but then they marry them and still creeping all the way. And then now the woman got to deal with this public embarrassment when it blows up like a grenade. And that's 10 times as hurtful when they thought they was the only one. You know what I'm saying? So I would more so say be truthful with these women, man. However you're going to operate, stop lying to them. Because no, polygamy ain't legal, this, that, and other. And, it is what it is. It's legal in other countries, but this is how these relationships operate. It's so many people that are operating with multiple partners. It's almost every relationship. Every man has a start, and women too. Women got their little starting five or whatever dudes that they kicking it with, so I just think it'd be better to tell people your upfront intentions and say, hey, I'm dealing with multiple people. This is what it is. D. Ray Davis does this. Michael Blackston does this, where they tell women their intentions so it's less hurt involved and less, like I'm saying, this ain't how the Nick Cannon does his thing, ain't what I'm co-signing, but it's less violent when you tell people the truth about what you're doing. Because when you lie to them and have these women believe in all this type of stuff and this, that, and the other, and you love them and they the only one, and then they catch you doing something crazy in their bed, that's how people get hurt. That's how people get hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because we lying instead of being upfront about how we really get down. You know, sometimes you just can't do both. Yeah, you're going to lose some women when you tell them up front, yeah, I got somebody, and I plan on keeping them as long as you're dealing with me. But I'm going to tell you, a lot of those women will bend their knee and go along with your program if you have the money and the prestige to do it. There's one thing, if you're going to play like that, you got to have your stuff in order. But you got to realize your stuff will be ripped apart if you are Johnny Appleseeding and giving all these women kids. Because even if you want to tell these women that, oh, I want to deal multiple ladies and all this, when you start Johnny Appleseeding, putting kids everywhere, you got to pay to keep these families up. And not only that, when it goes sour and it goes bad, and now they want child support, they're gonna be hitting you for $40,000 a year if you that type of, if your wallet is that type, you know. If you the Kanye type and the Nick Cannon type and the Kevin Hart type, you're gonna be looking at $40,000 a year. And so we got to be more responsible on how we handle things, and just more upfront so people don't get their feelings hurt as well. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I wouldn't mind if these type of relationships were no longer criminalized, so that if you wanted to live, have multiple women, and have multiple kids, but be together, you know, that you could do that. And I find it funny that governments criminalize that, but they subsidize the continuation of broken families, you know, single mothers and fathers spraying kids everywhere. But this your boy P. Camp. Let me know what you think, what you don't think. Get at your boy.